How single am I? This single. This single. This single.
Yo. Ay, 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 ay. What a confidence booster. Look at that highlight. Fling, fling, fling. Aibo, aibo. Hello, hi, and welcome. Now, have you guys seen the How Single Am I trend on TikTok? Yeah, I bet you have. Anyway, especially if you're single. Anyway, on today's video, that's exactly what we're focusing on. We're taking a look at a few videos of people talking about their experiences with singlehood. Okay, now I want to make it clear. This is not people on the internet going, woe is me, oh my God, I'm miserable, when am I? No, it's people saying, let me tell you something. I like being single. I enjoy it. In matter of fact, I thrive. But there's some stuff we gotta talk about. There's some stuff that is just challenging. There's some stuff that is just unbearable. There's just some stuff. I just need to get this off my chest, right? And I'm one of those people. I'm one of those. In fact, let me share this. I'm one of those people that genuinely, I thrive in singlehood. I love being single. I really enjoy it. I really, really, absolutely enjoy it, right? But I want to say from December of last year, I just started getting this feeling. This feeling in my heart that, you know what, I do want to be partnered up. I really do miss being in a relationship. I miss being booed up. I miss all of that, right? Which I can tell you right now is a very foreign concept for me. When I shared it with my sister, with my friends, they were like, wait, hold on, what are you talking about? I couldn't get it. But I also understood that as much as I've always enjoyed being single, I've always known that I do want to end up with someone, somewhere, sometime, right? So it wasn't entirely foreign, but the desire, the intensity of the desire, I think is what baffled me, right? And then I want to say a month ago, I snapped out of it. It went out. When I tell you I breathed a deep sigh from the core of my being of relief, from no longer feeling like that, I was so relieved. I felt like, yeah, I am back, baby. I am back. It just felt good to no longer have that deep desire, that feeling that is eating at you. I didn't like it. I really didn't. So now that I'm back to enjoy my singlehood, I think I can talk about it a little more. Okay, so that's exactly what you're discussing in this video today. Basically taking a look at a few videos of people talking about their journey and what they're going through and what they're experiencing and how it is and what is not glamorous, because I think we are living in the yes to single people era, right? But we have to talk about the fact that it's a dynamic situation. There are, yeah, power to us, but there are also moments of vulnerability, moments of loneliness, moments of not feeling great about it, right? So that's what we're talking about it. Without making this intro too long, let's get into the first video, and then I'll jump in here and there to give in my commentary. Hope you enjoy this one.
Man, y'all ever been so single that you don't even charge your phone at night? Like so single that even if you were drunk, you can't even drunk text no one? Man, I'm so single that we could catch a flight right now, go anywhere you want. And we ain't gotta do that my hand on top of your hand, no face, no case bullshit. Nah, you can actually show my face, tag me, post me. And ain't no one's feelings gonna get hurt. That's how single I am. So like, I don't know, if you're single, you wanna catch a flight, we can go to Tulum, Cancun, Maldives, Hawaii. We can go Japan, Tokyo Drift, learn some Japanese, Yamaha, Suzuki. You know what I'm saying? We could do it. You know what I mean? I got the miles, I got the money. I'm not bragging. I'm just saying that we could go make some memories together, you know? And then it could be like the best 7 days of our lives, and then we never see each other again.
Being a single Nigerian girl in your late 20s, Unmarried is actually like being in the Olympics. I am starting to feel the pressure and it's not okay. And let's not talk about being a first daughter. Oh my God. My mother called me the other day upset. She was like, Chizzy, what's going on? I said, what's going on with what? She said, you know what? Do you have someone to introduce us to? And I said, no. She got so pissed. She was like, why would you say that? Don't you know that there's power in the tongue? If I ask you such a question, you say yes. I said, sorry, you're right. First off, Jesus is coming, and there's a couple of things that I have to do before he comes. So yes, I have somebody. She proceeds to let me know that I don't have as much time as I think, and that she's already sewn her clothes for the traditional wedding. Hey, first of all, I didn't appreciate that, because why would you go and sew your own clothes and not sew my own too? If we're gonna do it, let's do it fully in faith so that we can all be prepared. Then we won't have to do too much planning for whenever the Lord decides to release this man. So yeah, guys, that's what's going on. I speak on behalf of all the Nigerian first daughters that are still unmarried currently, because our situation must change. I'm not exactly sure how I'm supposed to change my situation, but I have full and complete trust in the Lord. It doesn't help that everyone simultaneously decided to get married at the same time. Our timelines are filled with the most beautiful weddings. Anyway, keep praying for me, y'all. Pray for all of us, because it's not easy. It's getting hard, okay? It's not easy.
Okay, but now, seriously, how are single people surviving in Uncle Cyril's economy? And no offense to anyone who is in a relationship, cohabiting, married, in a partnership. No offense, because I know life is also tough for you. But as a single person, I have to pay my bond completely out of my own salary. I've got to pay my Wi-Fi out of my salary. I've got to pay the entire electricity bill by myself. I've got to pay my entire rates and taxes by myself. I have to buy all my groceries myself. And it seems that every time I go grocery shopping, my groceries have gone up significantly. How are we surviving? How?
One of the hardest things about dating and being single is that you're constantly going through a cycle of someone not choosing you. And for me, I think the constant cycle of rejection, essentially, right? Putting yourself out there, hoping that this guy chooses you or sees something in you where he's like, wow, she's the one. I want to pick her. I want to build a future with her. She's my forever person. When you keep going through those cycles of someone not choosing you, at least for me, it does take a toll on my confidence level, and it takes a toll on my eagerness to keep putting myself out there and keep dating. I don't know. And after a series of like rejections and being hurt in situationships, it's kind of exhausting. And you get to a point where you're like, I don't know if I want to keep doing this or if I can keep doing this, like mentally, physically. After a while, it does take a toll on you. So I'm trying to remain hopeful, but I'm reaching a point where I'm losing hope at the same time.
I'm starting to realize that my least favorite thing about being single has nothing to do with actually being single, but more to do with the natural divide that happens between single people and married people in your mid-20s. I think this divide happened earlier for me because I went to a small Christian college. So many people were either in serious relationships or engaged by the time they graduated, and the majority of my close friends are married. I was also in a serious relationship when I graduated, so it wasn't until a year later when we broke up that I realized that this divide was even happening. I also want to preface this, my married friends, I love you, I'm happy for you, you're fabulous. But there is a natural divide that I can empathize with because I was there when I was in a serious relationship. It's frustrating to be on the other end of it when you see all of your friends doing like couple things, and you're just like, hey, I would love to do that too. Or like, hey, I have a fun thing I want to do. You want to come do that with me? And I think this problem particularly presents itself in like vacations and trips. That's where it's been manifesting itself in my life currently. Again, my friends are great. I still have a girls trip plan. Like, that's awesome. But for example, my brother is married and he and his wife keep going to all these cool places. And I say, hey, invite me next time. I want to go to all these cool places. And he says, oh, well, it's just like us and a bunch of other couples. And I just don't understand why. Is it impossible to coexist? in those situations and have a good time together. And aside from couples things, like I want to do big expensive things, like I want to go to Italy with my friends, but of course, logically, totally makes sense. My friends want to ration their PTO and their finances for big trips with their significant other. I guess my issue is that I'm fighting the flow. Maybe I shouldn't be fighting the flow. We need like a dating like app for happily single people to find just friends to travel with, because I want to go places.
This is going to be a vulnerable post, and I hope that you guys give me the grace and space to talk about how I feel, because I don't think it's an uncommon feeling, and I also want to know if anybody else can identify with it. Being single is starting to feel like a punishment, and this is coming from somebody who generally really does enjoy being single, and I really value my solitude. Now, I think there are a few things that are playing into this feeling. I can definitely identify that for me personally, I think the emotion is coming from a place where I am longing for somebody else to really care for me. I'm longing for somebody to really want me. I'm longing for somebody to be interested in me genuinely. And before y'all say it, I am in therapy. I've been in therapy for over a year now, and it does work wonders. And I do love myself. I pour into myself. I am selfish. And I have done the work to actually decenter men and relationships. But I am still simultaneously wanting companionship. I think the second thing at play for me is never being anybody's first choice. And it's just so conflicting, because I understand that male validation is a check that you can never cash. But that doesn't take away the human desire I have to be wanted. And I would like to be wanted by somebody who is a peer, not an older man that just wants somebody younger than him, and definitely not somebody who feels like they're settling for me. There are so many other reasons I don't think I can fit them all in one video, so let me know if y'all want a part 2. But the last point I'm gonna leave you guys on, for me, is just sheer loneliness. I have an amazing friend group, I have great family, and I am always in good company with myself. But I feel like over time, being single, there is a really large part of myself that I constantly have to suppress, and it makes me sad that I don't get to use that piece of myself often enough. That is a desire to nurture somebody, to love somebody, to care for somebody, and just be vulnerable with somebody.
So I'm gonna jump in here. I relate so badly to what she just said, especially when she spoke about the need to have someone just care about you, knowing that there's someone on this planet that just cares about you. I don't know if I've shared this before. I probably have, but I've lost both my parents, right? And where singlehood gets to me, this is when it really gets to me, is when I'm sick, when I'm not well, right? When I'm not well and I genuinely I'm struggling to do things for myself, that's when I feel my most loneliest, because I literally have no one to call. I mean, there are friends, there are whatever, but there's no one that I feel like I have the right to bother. The only person I can do that with is 2 people, and they live so far away from me. They couldn't get here on time to take care of me. So that's when I honestly feel at my loneliest, and that's where singlehood can be challenging, to the point where I realized that it is happening. I developed little strategies, little tricks to sort of not sink into depression, because I promise you the level of loneliness that I feel in those moments can sink me into a depressive episode. Therefore, I've had to develop little tricks with my mind and remind myself, no, babe, get out of bed. You can do this. Do you know what I mean? Just push myself, just motivate myself. I'll even call the people that I'm talking about, the people that I love. I'm like, this is how I'm feeling. I'm not, and they encourage me. And they, I feel just a little less lonely to know that, listen, just because they're not here doesn't mean they don't care. But that is challenging for me. Anyway, I've made this way too long. Let's get back into it.
I'm not too proud to admit that I'm part of the reason why I'm single. Look, baby, sometimes it's me. Sometimes it's me. I'm real picky. I'm kind of intolerant. I get irritated real fast, and then I don't want to talk. Most importantly, I feel like I really only want a boyfriend like 3 days out the week. Monday come around, I do want a man on Mondays. Mondays is definitely a day where I feel like I could use a partner today. You got the Monday blues. I want somebody to vent to. I want somebody to talk to me. I want somebody to probably send me some money to make me feel better. Yeah, I'd like a man today. By the time Tuesday gets here, my spirits are lifted again. I'm not really in the mood to talk. I kind of want to do my own thing. Wednesdays as well. Thursday getting here, I'm thinking about the weekend. I want to go out. I want to look cute. I want somebody to tell me I look cute. I want my drinks paid for. I want us to have a nice, fun time. I want us to go home together. I want us to just chill. I want to cuddle. I want to cook breakfast on Saturday mornings. I want to run errands together. And by the time Sunday gets here, I've been around people all weekend. I want to be by myself again. I want to lay in my bed all day, and I don't want to have to answer my phone. I don't want anybody texting me saying, why are you not texting back? I haven't heard from you. I'm not trying to hear all that, baby. I want to be able to go as long as I want without talking to anybody, and I don't want to have to explain that to a soul. And I know that that is not good for a relationship, baby. You can't do that. But that's what I want. That's how I am. That's where I'm at right now.
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure I'm gonna be single my entire life. And I don't want a single person in here. You'll find someone. Oh my gosh, you're so pretty. Someone will find you. Someone will love you. No. This is part of the reason why. Sorry, let me collect myself. I'm kind of in a conundrum. You see, I have really high standards. Not everyone will fill the criteria of the standards that I have. And they're not just like, you have to be over 6 foot. No, it's nothing like that. And I know I'm a catch, but unfortunately men don't seem to think so. So anyway, yeah. I also hate, with a burning passion, dating apps. And men, especially on Instagram, DMing me creepily really doesn't work for me either. No one in my real life has even tried to set me up with a boy. And all the boys I know think I'm a great friend. Or they're like married or dating or related to me. I'm also a very just independent person. So if someone's not gonna add value to my life and I can't add value to theirs, it's just a no for me, dog. Not to mention, if I do find someone that I'm like attracted to, they're attracted to me, we both have similar interests and stuff, I love Jesus. And that is the top tier criteria I have. And it's kind of a rare commodity these days for a man to also love Jesus, who also has all of the other criteria I'm looking for. So yeah.
I don't know how single you single people are, but I'm so single, I don't even care if my phone died during the day. That shit could die at 10 a.m. and I will not be on it till 6 p.m. and I give 2 shits. Ain't nobody hit me up. I'm actually thinking about giving my phone up, cause ain't nobody hit what I need that shit for. I'm finna just start emailing people at this point.
One of the hardest parts about being single is the discipline to not give in to the maybes, the half-ass, kind of not bad enough, not good enough energy of like, yeah, I could go out on this date, I could go have a drink with this person, I could go meet up. However, I know at the end of it, it's not what I really want. It's not a full fuck yes, and it's not in alignment with the life I'm trying to create. However, it would pass time and help pass the moments of loneliness. No. Because every time you're doing that, you're telling the universe that you are willing to settle for less. You have to keep having discernment and agency in your life of saying, this is what I want, even if it takes a little bit longer. When you're trying to date next level, it's going to require a little bit better of a filtration system. It's going to require you to say no. Every no gets you closer to your yes. But if you keep wasting time on the no's and the maybes, it's going to take longer to get to your yes.
My single Christian ladies, please tell me you relate. So in my single life, I always go through 3 phases. 3. The first one is when I'm single and I don't care. The second one is when I see the longevity of my singleness and I start to be concerned. And then I fast, I pray. I believe God will send a man. I even go out so I can be found. The third one humbles me so much. It's the one where you are tired of looking or of being out there and praying and trying to be found and all that. It's where you give up and you just say, you know what, God, I'm focusing on you. You see that one? When God is the goal, yeah.
I'm telling you, that singleness only hits you at night. When you ripping and running throughout the day, when you at work, when you know, whatever extracurricular activities, when you doing hobbies, when you at the gym, you don't even care about being single. That's not even on your mind. But when you pull up to the house at night and you get in that bed alone, that's when you be like, I really wish I could cuddle up with somebody, or I really wish I could tell somebody about my day. That's it. That's when the singleness hits you like, damn, I wish I had somebody. But throughout the day, you don't even be thinking about like, oh, I wish I had somebody to, talk to on my lunch break, or, like, I'm not even thinking about that stuff. But at night, when I lay my head down in that empty ass bed, oh yeah, that's when I be like, dang, yeah, I wish I had a little stink.
Listening to a love song and nobody comes to your mind. That's like the final stage of being completely single. Yeah, that's me. That's me right now.
And there you have it. Please, in the comments below, share your experiences, share your frustrations. How is it like? I love the positive stuff. I feel like that's not that video. I think in this video, I want to focus on the frustrations. What are you hating? Absolutely hating about being single? What is that thing that gets you, that frustrates you? Somebody once said, single people, how do you zip up your dresses, especially the girls, right? Or how do you moisturize your back? How do you moisturize your back, girl? Like, because it's always you by yourself, right? It really genuinely does come with challenges, and you learn to adapt. You learn to live with your reality. And look, because you know that's what you want and you would rather be single than be miserable, partnered up, you do have to... It is your duty and your responsibility to sort of come up with little tactics, little... I want to say mechanisms, is that the right word, of surviving, of making life enjoyable. I will never say bearable, but enjoyable and thrive, right? But even things like moisturize your back, what do we do? I know I can. I've made it. I've found a way. I found a way because I've had to, right? When you are forced into a situation, you just have to. It's either you sink or swim. Some of us choose to swim, right? So like I said in the comments, but I love these videos, man. I love the girl who said, I know I'm the problem. On Monday, I want you. On Tuesday, why are you in my face? Why are you here? You are breathing way too loud is what you're doing. And I think that's a syndrome that you develop when you've been single for too long. You enjoy it, and then it just then you crave for partnership, and you get partnership, and it's like, ooh, you are here a lot. Why are you here so much? Because you are used to your space. I think that this also contributes to people saying don't stay single for too long, especially as you age, because you just get set in your way. And like now it's like there's no hope for you to ever be with someone and that someone be good enough for you or fit in any way into your life, right? It just gets complicated. But anyway, let me not make this outro too long. Thank you so much for being here. Please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. We are building the community. Thank you. See you on the next one.